Hello, my name is Jang Jun-seo. Today I'm going to present the most representative costume of the Western costume in the past. Through this announcement, I hope it will be a good opportunity to look at the characteristics of the most representative Western clothing in the past and see how the clothes of the past affected our modern clothing. First content is Egyptian civilization in Asian Western clothing. Loincloth is the simplest form of cloth worn around the waist in ancient Egypt and is the basic garment worn by both men and women. It is used by women as an item that can express femininity from knee-length skirts to short skirts, and if you look at the collection of Marc Jacobs Spring 2009 season, you can see the characteristics. Next is Kalashuris, another ancient Greek garment. Kalashuris is a robe style with a fine rectangular linen cloth with a neckline in the middle and the waistband folded forward on both sides. Kalashuris, which is more rich and colorful for ceremonial purposes, is also called a gala gown. The Spring 2009 collection of Versace and white dress reveals the modern beauty of the ancient Egyptian garment Karashis. Second, I will introduce you to Greek clothing. The most representative Greek garment is chiton. Chiton is the most special Greek clothing worn by all Greek men and women. The way to wear a chiton is to fold it in half a rectangular cloth, then insert a pin on the shoulder and fix it. If you look at the 5 pictures, you can see how the past Greek chiton naturally blended in a modern dress. Thirdly, I'll introduce Roma clothing. The most representative garment in Roma is toga. The special feature of Roma clothing is that they accepted Greek doubles and adapted them to the aspect of Roman times. It is said that in Roman times, the style of wearing clothes and the change of color reflected the class. Toga is the typical clothing of Roma, and all male citizens of Roma wore toga. Toga is different colors and materials according to rank and status. These pictures are modern reinterpretation of toga, especially when you look at the Bera 1 collection. You can see silk dress with an elegant and symmetric look recreated in a contemporary style rather than just like toga. First is the clothing of Europe in the Middle Ages. Among the many medieval clothes in Europe, I choose bliot, tunic, and cotte as the representative clothes. First of all, tunic is a basic medieval garment worn by the general public. Looking at the slides, it can be seen that women wore about ankle-length clothes and men wore belts on knee-length clothes. Next, I will introduce bliot. Bliot is a garment developed a tunic that both men and women wore. The upper body was tight and the sleeves were long enough to drop to the floor, and the width of the sleeves was very wide at the end, and the skirt was long and rich enough to hold a lot of wrinkles. It is said that it usually high-quality fabric as silk, velvet, and satin, and the origin of modern blouse. The next thing I want to explain is the coffee. Coffee is said to have a simple and loose form like flail. Looking at modern clothes with the feel of cotte, you can see that they are simple and loose-fitting. Finally, let's take a look at Renaissance and 16th century clothing features. First, I will explain the characteristics of Renaissance clothing. The biggest characteristics of Renaissance clothing is that it over-exaggerated the body line. Look at this gown. Let me introduce this gown, the representative clothing of women. Gown is also called a robe, and his upper body is tight and his lower body is wide and long. The sleeves and shoulders are inflected and narrower to the wrist, and they are said to have been worn by straps connected to corsets and stirrups. If you look at the modern clothing with a gown, you can see that its shoulders and sleeves are designed to inflate. Next is doublet, which is a typical clothing for men. The doublet was developed from parappoint in the latter half of the Middle Ages and is said to have been received mainly in outer clothing. Initially, it was a square over-neck circumference, but later changed to a low standing collar. The biggest feature is that the waist is thin and sharp like the silhouette of the female gown, and the pad is inserted into the garment to emphasize the chest widely, making the shape bulging. As you can see in the picture in modern clothing, the characteristics of the doublet, which is thin waist and wide chest, are clearly shown. With doublet as the last modern clothing observation, which reveals the characteristics of Western clothing in the past, is over. It was a useful time to know exactly the characteristics of Western clothing in the past in the process of investigating to prepare for the announcement. And most of all, it was really impressive that the very past clothes had a great impact on our modern clothing design, and that the characteristics of the past clothes were properly incorporated into modern clothing. Thank you for listening to the presentation. Thank you.